Wasn't that some awesome scenery in that intro? And you're asking, where the hell are you, Jim? Well, I'm not there. That was actually sent to me by my good friend, Jay Norton. You saw him a couple of times in my first season. Jay was actually the very first, well, responsible for the very first referral bonus I ever received. And I believe Jay has seen every video on my channel. So thanks for sending that footage, Jay. That was from Utah, but I'm in the usual place. I'm in South Carolina. I'm fueling up here at the Loves on my way to the Lowe's DC in Addersville. Then I think I'm headed to Atlanta, and then Jacksonville, Florida, then Savannah, then up to Charlotte, and that'll probably be my week. But due to unforeseen delays, like 15 hours being loaded at Jim Beam and a couple of other things, I ain't gonna get 3,000 miles this week, which really sucks because GMP just rolled out a new pay plan. You know, a while back they did away with our $1,000 a week guarantee, which I've been making more money since they did that, and now we have the opportunity to make even more money. Way it works, you got your base rate, whatever it is, 38 cents, 42 cents, 45 cents, just depending upon your experience and how long you've been here. Well, once you hit 2,000 miles, you get half a cent more each time you do an additional 100 miles over 2,000. So in other words, once you get to, it's either 2,900 or 3,000 miles, you get an additional 5 cents on every mile that you roll. Which on 3,000 miles, that's extra 150 bucks for the week. So I try my best to maximize that. But it ain't gonna happen this week. And then next week, Chase's band is going to be playing some type of benefit that the Shriners are doing. There's going to be 2 other bands. That's July the 29th in Greenwood, South Carolina. And I'm going to make sure that I'm there, people. But looks like my fueling has ceased, and I've got to put in some DEF is the reason that I stopped here. Because if you remember in the last video, I didn't put in DEF because of a weight factor. And my DEF red light has been on for like the last 20 miles. You don't want to run out in DEF. I'm not exactly sure what happens, but it ain't good. But let me do that, and I will see you guys in Georgia. Made it to the Lowe's DC near Rome, Georgia in Addersville, but they always want the tandems slid to the rear, so I'm going to do that before I pull up, and then we'll grab an empty and get the heck out of here, head to Atlanta. Alright, I've got my empty. Now let's put it in gear and head to Atlanta. I am at the Atlanta yard. This is the trailer that I brought from Lowe's, and right beside it is the one that I am taking to Jacksonville. Just give a little check, make sure my seal's on there. Hello.
Hey.
And it is. Now this is something I normally don't see. This wire here. So I definitely want to check my lights. Kenny Wayne has a convenient light checker. So my side light is on. In the back, they're on, and my side light here. And the little light up there. But I'm gonna run inside and grab my bills. Washington. trucks today at the Atlanta yard. But anytime you come to the Atlanta yard, make sure you have your badge. You need it to get in the door. And all the bills are in these cubby holes, and like mine, the last 3 anyway is 779, so it's going to be in here. All right, I've got my bills. Now we can get on the road, Jacksonville bound. But first, I've got to get through this gate, and it's a little tricky. Like if you just do this and pull, it ain't gonna open. You've got to like do it simultaneously. And actually, I need an extra hand to show you. But while you, well, let's try it again. That gate will mess with you the first time you try to get out of it, but if you do it the right way, works every time. Now I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I never use my outlets. I use the Rand McNally, but I suggest to do the compare routes, because look at this. This blue route, which is 30 miles shorter, sucks. The green route, which is what I'm taking, is so much better because it's interstate the whole way, and it's faster.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
Alright, I'd stop for a break. I'm about 50 miles from the Florida-Georgia line, and well, I got a heavy load. It's, I don't know, like somewhere between 41 and 42,000 pounds that I picked up off the Atlanta yard. I'd scanned ahead. The one scale house between where I'm at and the Atlanta yard, it was closed. How do I know? I checked Trucker Path, and it'd been closed the last 3 times someone updated, so that's usually a pretty good sign that it's closed. But the one right across the Florida line, it's open. So I needed to stop to weigh this load just to be safe, and I went ahead and grabbed a shower, changed clothes, grabbed a burger. Now I'm gonna run across this scale, which it is right there on the other side of those trucks, between the back of them and the fuel aisle. Well, it's a good thing I did stop to weigh this instead of just assuming it was gonna be okay. I am over on my drive, so we're gonna slide towards the trouble, or slide towards the problem. The problem is up here this time, so I need to slide this back further, which is gonna put more weight on my trailer out. So I'm gonna need about 6 or 7 holes towards this way. I'm in the 10th hole now, so we'll pull the piece. And this time I'm gonna trailer brakes, and I'm gonna back up. Which what that means is I push the tractor brake in and leave the trailer out, the red one. But now that's been adjusted, let's check it again. Well hell, I'm still heavy. But remember, I've got the permit for my APU that allows me an extra 500 pounds, even though I've slid all the way till I bumped it. So, I mean, I can do that old moving the 5th wheel crap, but I'm not. I'm rolling because I got the permit. It'll keep me from getting a ticket. So, next stop will be Florida. All right, green light. I'll have to stop at the weigh station. All right, people, I am coming to you from Florida, from a rest stop here. It is a hot, hot day in Florida, but I've only got about 15 minutes. My clock will be reset. That gives me just enough time to make some coffee and have some type of breakfast. All right, today is day number 6 out on the road. As far as paid miles goes, I'm around I'll be right around 2,200, maybe a little more, when I deliver this load, which I'm only 45 miles away from. And I've got to the rest of the day to add to the week. But no start of the day would be complete without some freshly ground, French press made, delicious dark roast coffee. All right, my clock, come on, focus for me. All right, my clock is reset. I have a fresh 8. Been in the sleeper 10 hours and 2 minutes. I slept through season 5 of Game of Thrones last night. I've got 5 seasons on my hard drive back here on my TV. And I was thinking the new season was season 6, but I was mistaken. It's season 7. So I've got a whole season and then a couple episodes to catch up on. If you guys haven't watched this show, it's really, really good. Game of Thrones. It's an HBO show. Okay, well, I made it to Granger here in Jacksonville. Unfortunately, there's not an empty trailer here, so I've got to go over to the rail yard to get an empty because I have to have that to pick up my next load at Ikea in Port Wentworth, Georgia. Which is going to cost me a little bit of time, but I guess we better get started on it, huh? Here I am at the rail yard grabbing my empty trailer. Now it's time to go get a load at Port Wentworth, Georgia. Okay, I have made it to Ikea, and these spots where we drop our empties, they're pretty narrow. There is not much room for error, which I guess, you know, the yard dogs are picking them up and they don't get in between trailers, but I've got just enough space. I mean, just enough space to get there. But look how close I am on the other side. Pretty narrow. Was a bit of a tight squeeze, but landing gears lowered. All right, guys, it is the end of another week. It's time to take a day off. I'm back at the Greer yard. Now, one of the disadvantages of having to park your truck at the terminal and drive home versus just taking the truck home is you gotta pack stuff up. I've got my camera bag, empty bowls, my backpack, which has my Mac and a few other things in it, a bag of clothes, a bag of dirty laundry, but I have to make sure I take my power cords, well, charging cords, my headset, my battery charger for the Canon camera, which will go in the camera bag, that's my new Quentin Tarantino movie poster, which he's my favorite director. I love Tarantino movies. And speaking of movies and movie magic, my intention is to find a green screen during this day off, so you can expect some very cool things coming on the trucking journey in the near future. So if you hadn't subscribed, do it. And it is totally okay for you to share this video or any of my videos with a friend If you like it, be like the Terminator here, okay? Give it a big thumbs up. All right, Arnold, that's enough. Hasta la vista, baby. But don't worry, people, I'll be back. And until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking.